Hey guys, it's me, Shorter Star, and I'm back. Listen, just yesterday I did a video for you guys and released it on yesterday, but I realized this morning that in my title, I tagged the story Poisoned Eggs, and I never actually told you the story. And I mean, it is about Easter, and the story is surrounding Easter. And I didn't want to wait too long, so I wanted to get back on and clear that up. I totally, completely apologize for that. It's just that, listen, sometimes you pull up so many stories and you're trying to put them in order and you're trying, some things I don't wish to report and talk about. And I am sometimes gagging that is so much destruction going on. There's no good, nice, light-hearted stories out there. They are, but they aren't. But anyway, let's get back to the story that I didn't tell you. Now, this story, right? First of all, I'm drinking my lemon ginger tea, and I actually feel absolutely great today. Really a good day. I think I just needed some rest. It's been a couple of long weekends and, staying up late, staying out late. So my birthday again was just a couple of weeks ago. So I just needed some rest. Okay, so this story comes from Brazil, right? A woman in Brazil was arrested for poisoning Easter eggs and sending them to the new family of her ex-boyfriend. Okay? Yeah, diabolical. So that's why I was like, wait a minute. I didn't tell a story. So I'm going to tell you the story now. And this is how it goes. And again, this story happened in Brazil. Okay. It states woman arrested for sending poisoned Easter eggs to her ex's family and alleged revenge plot, killing one child, unaliving one child. Okay. Diabolical. Let's get into it. Baby, how good was it? Okay, so long story short, this woman, she works from what I got from the story, she works in a supermarket in Brazil, right? And somewhere along the line, she became aware that a woman in the store that she works at um, is now with her ex-boyfriend. They're together as a family with kids and stuff or whatever. I don't know if the kids are his and how long they've been exes, but she became aware that her ex new girlfriend is in the store. So they have, you know how you go to Costco's and BJ's and they have those tasters where you're tasting this and you're testing and tasting that, those things. So apparently one was set up in the grocery store, and she realized that someone informed her that the woman was in the store. Somehow she tried to poison the woman that day. Something, whatever they were tasting, they didn't go into it. Whatever they were giving out, she took and poisoned one of them. Did something, put something in it, and was hoping that the woman would come for the taste and give it to her. Well, apparently she never did. So she investigated and found out the woman's address, put on a disguise. Okay, this is important. Put on a disguise, went into another store where they were selling chocolate Easter eggs, and she bought some. Well, she took those eggs home and she poisoned them. They didn't say what the woman used. They didn't say what she used, what she laced it with, or whatever, but she poisoned them. She put them in a pretty box. She also wrote a note that she found out her ex's new girlfriend's name, and put her name on it, said it was for her. Happy Easter, enjoy it, whatever, whatever, and put it on their doorstep. Well, apparently the woman found the eggs at her doorstep. Um, I believe it was 2 eggs or 3 eggs, I'm not sure, but whatever. She gave one whole egg to her daughter, and her son took a half of the other. These are chocolate eggs that have now been laced. Well, the daughter passed away. They said she immediately got sick. They took her to the hospital and she passed away. Well, the mom and the son, who ate the half of the eggs, they are now in critical, fighting for their lives. Um, I don't know what old boy had. They didn't even mention him in the cat. He didn't get an egg or whatever. It was just a woman and her 2 kids. What was going on there? How good was that thing? Where this woman is going around poisoning. Well, I said the point of I made a point of stating about her putting on a disguise and going into another store and buying chocolate eggs because apparently she wasn't out of her mind. She shouldn't be able to go for like she's insane. This is premeditated. Apparently, she's watched a lot of police shows, and she knows that they find people through receipts and find people through videotapes. So when she went to get the eggs, the first thing would be, what was the last thing they ate? Oh, the eggs. Okay, who's selling these eggs? What stores have these eggs? And then they'll start checking videotape. So she knew that. So apparently she wore a disguise and she went and yeah, when they got the eggs, laced them. Again, they didn't say with what. But one of the children was unalive, and now the mom and the other child is fighting for their lives in critical condition. I don't even know what to say about it, but jealousy, revenge. I don't know. I personally think, and it was weird because I've gotten into a conversation with someone, and we were talking about people being envious and people being jealous and different things. And I'm not one of them people that think that just because you don't get along with me that you're jealous of me. I don't think that that's always the case. I think you're envious of certain things. You're envious of relationships. They're never envious of the things you think they are. You would think that people are jealous and envious for monetary things and garments and clothes and jewelry. No, sometimes people are jealous of relationships, that they think that the relationship you have with one person um, overshadows theirs. Some people don't like people. Remember, no new friends. Some people don't like their friends to have friends. I don't know. It's weird to me because my thing is, don't bring people. Sometimes you want to bring this group of friends together, maybe a group of friends from work, then a group of friends from your real life, then maybe some family members. You want to bring them together, and hopefully everything will mesh and it can be a great gathering, right? But if you're a person that don't like your friends to have friends, then don't bring them. Because apparently somebody's going to connect, somebody's going to become friends, then there's a problem. Oh, I stole your friend, or I'm secretly, it's weird. And people are weird when it comes to friendships and relationships. And as you see, they'll get you. So, okay, so I just wanted to let you know that that was the story. But yeah, she poisoned her ex-boyfriend's new family through Easter eggs. So, yeah. So, yeah. Okay, so there's another story, right? Now, again, just being evil, just being mean. It's just like, are you kidding me? Okay, so we know that Instagram and Facebook and different things are huge social networks, right? People get on these networks, they they date, they gain friends, whatever the case is, whatever you're on there for, you know, it is. Well, apparently on Instagram, and this is Instagram, and this is not the first time I've heard about this lately, but apparently a single dad, right, had met a woman on Instagram. Um, Met a woman on Instagram, and started talking. Well, what he didn't know was her and her boyfriend, her secret boyfriend, because when she's on social media, she's single. But her secret boyfriend have been setting people up, having her invite you on dates and meet you places, and that somewhere at some point during the date, surprise, surprise, we robbed. Okay, so it's a single dad was on a date. He was set up on Instagram. The woman and her secret boyfriend ambushed him. And apparently she's been bragging that she's done this before. So apparently this is nothing new. Lamar Jarrell Pryor, who's 26, he was a single dad of a 2-year-old girl, 2-year-old daughter. And like I said, he was on Instagram like it could happen to anybody. Met this young lady. She's 19. I don't know if he knew she was 19, but she's 19 and her boyfriend is 18. And she meets guys. Y'all set up a meetup date where you're going to meet, and at some point of the date, While y'all go walking to the car or walking to the restaurant, you're going to be robbed. And apparently, this time, Mr. Pryor fought back. And maybe that's why he was unalived. But again, there are people out here doing this. People are getting desperate. People are just sick in the head. Mental illness, I can't stress to you enough that mental illness is real. Okay. Well, this happened in Indiana, right? And again, like I said, Mr. Pryor was 26 years old, and he was unalived the morning of January 25th in Indianapolis, right? So, like I said, he met the young girl. They set up a date. Um, and they, at some point of their date, because there's a video of them at a liquor store. I don't know what the drinking age is, because she was 19 and he was 26, but nevertheless, there's a video of them driving up to a liquor store, her and him going into the liquor store and buying liquor. And then at some point of that evening, they were approached by someone and robbed, and whatever happened, happened. I don't know what that was, allegedly. But he was unalived. Again, a single dad of a 2-year-old, just trying to be out on a date, trying to have a good time, trying to do something. Listen, people, be careful. Be careful. Everyone is not your friend. Everyone that smiles in your face and give you a great cheer, they're not really cheering for you. They really live and learn, but I want you to learn so you can continue to live. Get it? So yeah, so that is happening. Now, I know you guys may be a little tired of hearing me speak about carbon monoxide poisoning, but I'm not ashamed. Listen, it's a silent, deadly killer. And I come across, believe it or not, every week I come across a story or two. Um, but normally they're abroad. They're at resorts. They're in Mexico. They're in just everywhere, Jamaica, everywhere. Okay. But this particular story, which I came across, is right here in the United States. So I'm letting you know this is not just something that you worry about when you're on vacation or when you're not home. This is something that you worry about even at home. Because, see, now we need to make sure and check our carbon monoxide detectors in our homes, in our offices, anywhere that we spend time with, because remember, it's odorless, you don't know, and you fall asleep and you don't wake up. Okay, so it's very, very important. Well, 2 adults, 3 children found unalive inside of a home due to suspected carbon monoxide poisoning. Now, at the point of it was suspected, but as the story goes on, it's proven that it is, and it was. Um, Police state that 5 people, 3 children, 2 adults, were found inside of an Ohio home unalived as a result of carbon monoxide exposure. On Tuesday, April 15th, um, the authorities responded to a call that they had 5 unresponsive individuals at a residence at Clay Township. And upon the arrival of the emergency personnel, they confirmed that all 3 had perished inside of the residence. And at that time, they suspected carbon monoxide, but now after testing, it was just that. It was no foul play. It was carbon monoxide poisoning. And like I said, our batteries can go dead in them. Anything can go dead in them. Check them out. Check them out. Check them out. Give them a little. Sometimes take a broom. If it's on your ceiling, take a broom and push that button just to make sure. So what? It's going to ring off for a couple of seconds. So what? At least you know it's working, right? I keep telling you, please, guys, something simple. We worry about on a day-to-day basis about stuff we really can't control. Well, this is something we can control. We can control if we have working carbon monoxide detectors in our homes and in our offices. This is not just a home thing or a vacation thing, because the portables are not just great for vacation. You know what? If you're moving to a new office, take that thing. It's little, it's tiny. Throw that thing in your purse, and when you get in your office, push that button and see what's going on. Because again, We're working in high rises, skyscrapers, whatever we're working, whatever the building and the aesthetic is. These are other people buildings. These are other people things. And as we see, we're not always protected. People are not always doing their job and doing what they're supposed to do. So take that portable one to work with you one day. Whoever works in the office, take the portable one that I tell you to get from Amazon. I don't know if we're still picketing Amazon, if we're still not going. Listen, the carbon monoxide detector, they have them from like $15 to $25. You pick. I would actually go for a better one. And I don't think because they're cheaper, they're not good. That's not what I'm saying. But, I like them where they have certain lights on it where I can see and I can push the button. Like certain things I want. And they're tiny. They're really cute and little. Little. So I suggest that you take it even to your office building. If you work in a closed environment and you have your own office, bring that thing in there and put that on your desk. It won't hurt. It won't hurt. I promise you. Okay. So you remember some months ago, or last year, and that JP Morgan had that glitch, and it was called the infinity money glitch, and it became a TikTok trend. Well, we haven't heard a lot about it lately. And I even said to myself maybe a month or so ago, I was like, wow, that left and went fast. Well, JP Morgan is announcing JP Morgan Chase is now suing more customers who took part in the infinite money glitch TikTok trend, right? So those of you who thought that you were safe and it was time to go back in the water, don't do it. See, things take time. And with so much going on, things take time. And they got their first batch. Now they're working on their second batch. So for those of you that that participated in this glitch, and if you remember, people were writing checks towards their account and depositing it through the machine. And then the glitch was showing that putting that money available in your account. So if you wrote a $9,000, $10,000 check, the glitch was giving it to your account immediately. So it showed, and it allows you to take it out. So people were just taking out more and more and more and more and more and didn't have it. And a lot of people, it became a TikTok trend. I don't even know what that's about. But again, people are getting desperate in these times, and every little thing they jump on and they think, oh, well, everybody's doing it. I don't care. Just like the PPP loans. You had a certain amount of people that jumped on that. And there were people that was just pushing, get a PPP, like they were actually pushing it on people. And I'm like, y'all guys are crazy. Crazy. Because now look, was it worth it? Most of that money, you didn't have a dime from then to now. All that money, people that got millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, went out and bought Bentleys and stupid stuff, don't have a dollar of that money today, not $8. Okay? So yeah, so those of you that thought you got away with it, hold on, they coming. Hold on, Holiday, they coming for you, trust me. So like I said, I just wanted to let you know, get your affairs in order. Because I know how we are as people. Oh, we ain't heard nothing about it for a couple of months. They forgot about it. They ain't forgot about nothing. They want their money and they know who you are. It's just so many people did it that it's just straight up going to take time to get to you guys. So hold on, Holiday. Like I said, you got a little more time, but they letting you know, don't get comfortable. We coming for you. Okay, so I came across a story, right? And it's not so much that the story is recent. The story actually happened in 2021. But the man who's involved in the story, he was just sentenced lately. So I'm going to bring the story back. I didn't know anything about it, but this is what he's receiving life in prison for. Wow. Okay, so it says, Southfield man who unalived his 8-year-old sister for talking back found guilty. Again, Southfield man who unalived his 8-year-old sister for talking back to him is now found guilty. Okay, so let me tell you the story. This is the young man that you see on screen. Well, apparently, um, the young man and his sister was home. Again, he was 20 years old at the time. This happened in 2021. He's now 24. His name is Gacy Striving, 24 years old, and he's been convicted to life for unaliving his own sister after pow-powing her in the head for talking back to him. So, yeah, he did this in the living room of their apartment. Apparently, some type of disagreement went on, and he got a firearm and again unalived his 8-year-old little sister. I don't know what she could have possibly said to make him do that, but again, mental illness is real. Okay, so the story goes, um, after he did what he did, right? He called the police and told them that someone tried to break into their home and they pop out his sister, right? When the police arrived, there's certain things they look at and different things. And he was 20 years old. I don't know if it was thought out or what, but nevertheless, they never believed the story. Okay. They never believed the story. And yeah, come to find out, he said that someone had tried to break in and they the ones that did something, that out his sister. And they didn't believe it at all. They didn't believe it. And come to find out, he tried to hide the gun. Like he tried to take it apart actually and then hide it, but that didn't work. I'm sure it's something that happened on the fly. Conflict resolution. I constantly tell you that all the time, that the young people of today have no conflict resolution. It's get out my face, pow, pow, you're done. There's no arguing, there's no debating, there's no compromising, there's no let's talk about it. There's no conflict resolution. They don't value life the way that we have in the past. Those of us of a certain age, they don't value the things that we value. Everything is a video game for them. Everything is social media. People are not even speaking and dealing with each other on a one-to-one basis. Everything is through text. People have friendships for 5 and 6 and 7 years that they've never met. I'm looking at this show that's now, I'm not going to even get into that, but it's a show that people are now getting together for the first time after dating over the internet for 3 years, 6 years, 7. I'm like, are you kidding me? And you live in the same country? Excuse me. I could not imagine talking to someone in a relationship, that is. We just saying we're friends. I don't have to meet you if that's the case. I mean, we can be friends over the internet. But to be in a relationship for years, years. I think there's people that's been on these relationships 7 years. 7 years? And I live in New York and you live in California, and in 7 years, we never got around to meeting face to face. Only to find out the woman and the guy that's in just a little bit, a woman and a guy that's in this situation, she's had a baby while they've been in this fictional relationship, and he's had a baby with somebody else while they're in this fictional relationship. So now when they get together, they have to both now, the woman just gave birth a month ago. He already has a daughter. So these years that they've been in a relationship on social media, they both had kids with other people. So it was fictional. Okay, nevertheless, back to the story. These kids have no conflict resolution. I'm not surprised that he did this, but to your 8-year-old sister, really. I don't know, guys. Diabolical, crazy. Well, he has now received a complete life term for it. I want to start giving you guys some fun facts, right? Because during the months of me having this channel and going through stories, I come across things, little fun facts about people that we all know in common, such as Rosa Parks, right? And fun facts of how we look at these companies and we don't really know who's behind these companies. Like we see Walmart and this one and that one. We don't know. There's not just one person. They'll say it's the chairperson or the president, but it's owned by a conglomerate and it's just a bunch of people. Well, just to let you know, I don't know how many of you people are aware of Mike Litch. Okay. Well, Mike Litch is the founder. Well, he was the founder. He's now deceased. And this is a fun fact that I picked up because after he passed away some years ago, a lot of acts of kindness that he did finally came to light. And did you know that, okay, like I said, Mike Litch, right? He's the founder of Little Caesars Pizza, and he was also the owner of the Detroit Lions. Okay. So he had a lot of money. Well, did you know that back in 1994, Rosa Parks' house or apartment, they didn't say which, where she lived, was burglarized and she was beaten. They beat Rosa Parks. Okay. Wow. Okay. After Mr. Lynch found this out or heard about it, he took Rosa Parks. This is a Caucasian man. So, I mean, and not that that matters, but I want you to know there is good out there. He took Rosa Parks, put her in a secured apartment, like a building where she was secured, doorman, all of that stuff. And he supported and took care of all her bills until the day she left this earth, which was, I believe, 2005. So for 10 years or more, this man supported Rosa Parks. Who knew that? The owner and founder of Little Caesars, um, and also, again, the owner of the Detroit Lions. Who knew that? Well, I'm going to show you a picture of him. It's not about what he looks like, but it's like sometimes you need to put a face to things only because we see people that we would consider weird looking, right? Because for whatever reason, and we think they're not trustworthy or they think that they're not, it's just something about a look. You can never judge a book by its cover. Really, this is Mr. Mike Lynch. Okay, that's him. Now, most of you would look at him and think whatever you would think. But this man supported and took care and housed Rosa Parks for the last 10 years of her life. I just thought it was something that we needed to know, and I thought it was a good fun fact to find out. And like I said, after his death, a lot of things that he did for people came out, and it was really, really nice to hear that Rosa Parks, he took care of her for the last 10 years of her entire life. And my thing is, I was also hurt to find out that her house or her apartment was burglarized and they beat her. Come on. Anyway, I just want you guys to be intentional and be informed and know that God is good and know that, you have to have a good day or a great day on purpose. Don't make it be by accident. When you wake up and whatever's going on, let's choose to have a great day on purpose, regardless of whatever comes our way. All right. I love you guys. Again, I apologize for leaving that story out. But again, it allowed me to come and see you and talk to you guys again today. I love you. And until next time, see you soon.